Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm super excited to be talking about this one. It is a part 2, so I will link part 1 below, and other than that, make sure you give the big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so today's video is all about how to develop your psychic abilities and to be able to channel messages for other people and for yourself, and really, get used to using these extra abilities we have. So I do want to point out that everyone has all of them, but some are just naturally easier to develop than others because they are more let's say they're more awakened to us. So we all basically have all of them, and if one is stronger than the rest, then work on that one, and then once you've kind of got the hang of that one, then go and try one of your other ones and then kind of work away through it like that. If you're like me, then you're just naturally going to be a lot of them are going to be strong, so just pick whatever one you feel good and then you can just make your way through them. So it is super fun as you're doing this, but make sure you check out part 1, because in that one I do talk about how to set your boundaries to protect yourself and make sure you're channeling love and light, and to make sure you don't have any negative beings come in and things like that. So make sure you go check out that. I will not be pronouncing all of the different Claires because I cannot, so there will be names on the screen, and then I will explain which each one does and how I personally experience them, just to kind of allow you to understand more, because I realised recently, literally like this last few months, that I had another one that I thought I just didn't even have. I thought it was just one of my weakest ones, and really I've had it the whole time, so I've not really been tapping into it as much and utilising that, because I personally thought it wasn't one of my strongest ones. I thought it was kind of dormant. So yeah, I want to explain them all. And then I'm going to go in at the end with how to strengthen them and different things we can do for that. So I want to go ahead and start with this one on the screen. So this one is all about seeing with your third eye. So clairvoyance is literally like your third eye, your chakra here. You can see with your eyes open or your eyes closed, because we're using this chakra to see whatever we're seeing. So you might see energy. I know I see static energy sometimes, especially when it's negative beings. I definitely see that. You might see spirits with your eyes open. You might only see things with your channel with your eyes closed. We're in a meditative state. There's a lot of different ways we can interpret this. Maybe you see auras and you might see colours, and maybe you just randomly see it's what I see is kind of like sometimes little movie clips. So sometimes I see like a little scene and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what this means, but then it always seems to just come to you, and for you to understand it later down the line, or maybe the person you're reading for will just understand it even if you don't. So yeah, you can see it with your eyes closed, your eyes open. It might be a little bit foggy at first, you might just see shadows. But the more you develop, the more clear things get. So the next one, this one on the screen, is all about hearing. So this is the one that stumped me, because I thought this must be one of my dormant ones, as I said, because we all have all of them, but some of them might be harder for us to strengthen than others, but everything we can work at. But I thought this was just definitely one of the ones that I just can't work. When really I had it the whole time, because no one explained to me, everyone explained it in a different way, and then I realised recently, and now I'm going to kind of try and really navigate this more. So this is basically a hearing you can hear in your head or outside. So let's say if somebody was in the room with me and I could hear it in my ears, like I could hear it, like I just heard something there, like we can hear it outside of our physical body, but also we can hear it inside too. So it doesn't mean that you'll hear it from like a distance, you can hear it in your head, which I didn't know. It's quite funny because I always thought that it was kind of, I don't know what I thought, I just didn't understand why that was happening. But anyways, yes, you can hear it in your head just as much as outside. So again, I don't really need to explain that one as much as in how you can do it, you can just hear. Also, if you want to concentrate on hearing things, if that's your strongest one, and when you're sitting down to try and maybe practice and channel, then if you don't focus in your ears and trying to like listen with your actual ears, we focus like here, I got told, and that really I haven't tried to practice this one, but we focus a little bit like our attention, or here it could be as well. So we focus more on our temples. With the first one that I talked about, we focus our eyes in between our eyebrows and our third eye, and that's what will help you get that message. Okay, so the next one is one of my strongest ones, and it is this one on screen. It is a clear knowing. So this really helps back up my other ones. So let's say I see a lady in front of me, a spirit lady, and that's all I see, but I just know in my mind that her name, let's say, is Elizabeth. I know that she's here to, not to see me, but she's here to see let's say my friend, and I know that this is such and such, and you know, you just know, she might not be saying anything, but you just know. And that is one of the most frustrating things to strengthen, because it's just annoying. It's not like one thing that you can just be like, okay, like let's practice. Like with the other ones I'll talk about it, like with the cards, you can't just practice like that, but you just have to really trust yourself with your knowing. And you know, when you're explaining to people, you just gotta, they've just gotta trust you, because that's the only way we can do it. So yeah, so it's just my ears are like popping now because they know I'm talking about it. So yeah, a clear knowing, and the more we trust that knowing, the more stronger it gets. But it really does help back up the other ones that we have, and that's why sometimes in readings people you know, like mediums, they're like, okay, they're not saying anything, and they're like, well, other people don't understand if you're not told about it. It's like, well, how do you know that they're doing that? It's like, I just know. That's what it is. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is this one, and this is all about tasting. So this also, again, it could be that you're in a reading with someone and then you just start getting this foul taste in your mouth and you're like, what on earth is this? It just came to my mind like a copper taste. And you might just start to be able to taste it, but just explain to someone that you're reading for, and just say, okay, I'm getting this taste in my mouth, and they might, you know, relate to that and know why, and it could help them maybe with an illness. This just come into my mind now. So if I had like a copper taste in my mouth and then I was reading for someone and I would say, okay, so is there something wrong with, if let's say if you were channeling for a loved one, you would say something like, I don't know, it makes me think of like a copper taste is kind of like blood, isn't it? Or have you got something wrong with your blood or something like that. Like you get little signs and you go off the signs. You could be wrong, you could be right, but if you don't say it, you're not reading. So maybe you get that, or maybe you just get a taste of you know, burnt toast, and then it reminds you of you know, when you were little and your mum burnt the toast, and it may be a sign that your mum's with you and she's you know, making sure that she knows that you know that she's always around you. I say that because the next one here, this one is about smelling, and my mum's mum, she used to burn the toast, and I remember my mum saying when I was younger that she could always smell burnt toast in the morning, and I always used to say, like, I don't understand what you're on about, but you know, she used to do that. She used to be able to smell burnt toast in the morning, and then she would think that she was a little girl again, and then she would realise when she woke up properly that it wasn't, and it was just maybe a sign from her mum. But now her mum's passed away, obviously. Now my mum's passed away. Sometimes I often smell, not all the time, but I smell burnt toast, and it reminds me of that memory of my mum telling me about that. And I just know that they're probably both there, laughing at me, probably burning toast for my son. But yeah, it's a good little story, and also it helps you understand that why you're smelling things or you're tasting things, or you know, these things are happening because when you're connected to someone's energy, you might even be smelling what they're smelling right now. So I also heard a story once about a lady that was channeling for this other lady. It was over a Zoom call, but she started to smell basically like a baby's nappy, and it was so, you know, obvious to her, so she had to say it. And then the client started laughing. She said, yeah, I'm sorry, my daughter's just she needs a nappy changing. So you know, you might not even be connecting to someone that's passed. You might be connecting just because you're connecting to their energy. It might just be what they're smelling. Okay, so this one is all about physical touch. So physically touching on your skin, you can feel things. Maybe in a reading you might start to feel a little bit sick and hot because of their energy. Maybe you might feel pain. Let's say if you feel pain here and maybe you're channeling for someone that their loved one passed away and their loved one had a pain here too, you might start to feel like you've got a sore throat when you're channeling because somebody else, you know, that had passed away had a sore throat. Or maybe you start to feel you know, like hot or like burning if there was like in a fire, or maybe you just might feel really good and like you know, like have like these tingling like feelings all over your body or things like that. So there is also an actual feeling rather than the gut knowing inside. I also want to just go over, there are a few different ones. We're not going to be talking about these ones today, but let me know if you want a part 3 and I will go over these ones. Also there is intuition, empaths, telepathy, telekinesis and precognition. So they are all a thing too. So now I want to go on to how you can strengthen your psychic abilities. So now let's get on to my first thing that we can do to strengthen our psychic abilities. And my strongest one to start off with was seeing. So these are the ones that I started with myself. So in a deck of cards we get a black card and we also get red cards. So if we basically sit with the cards up so we can't see them, with the back against them, and then we hold this card up. Obviously there's not going to be a camera there, so we can't cheat. We hold this card up and we just kind of like sit and kind of get into a meditative state and just say, okay, deep breaths, calming the mind, clearing the mind, and then asking yourself, what colour is this card? Now I know it's black, but you know, you have to allow that to come. And then now you can look at the signs. Okay, can I see a black card in my mind, or can I see a red card? Can I hear the word black, or can I hear the word red? Do I just have a gut feeling, you know, a gut inner knowing that it's black? Or, you know, do I feel, maybe you might feel hot for red, maybe you might feel cold for black. You have to kind of get your own kind of system going, and it takes a little while sometimes to really understand why you're seeing certain things or why you're feeling certain ways. But this is a really good practice, and then obviously you have all of these cards to get through to really get yourself up and running and get your psychic abilities started. So that is the first one to do. Also, I want to say, don't be discouraged when you get it wrong, because we have all the time in the world. We don't need to be perfect at things straight away. So don't be discouraged, because the more doubt and self, putting yourself down, it will just push your psychic powers more and more away rather than bringing them to you. So the next one I want to talk about is holding an object. Definitely I would suggest jewellery, because metal holds frequencies and vibrations very, very well and for a lot longer than different objects. So maybe you want to give what one of your friends wants to let you hold one of their objects from one of their loved ones, or that just has some sentimental meaning. And then just hold it and see what happens. Are you seeing things? Are you feeling things? Do you just know? Can you hear things? And really just get a gauge for what it feels like. Or is it nothing? You don't have to be really good at all of these practices. Just find one that suits you and go with it. Because when I hold something, I don't get anything, but when I am healing someone, I get all sorts without even trying. So really don't put pressure on yourself to find the way that works for you. Just allow it to be a fun process. So also another tip with holding things, maybe you want to go to a charity shop, because there's so many things that, you know, it's like a mystery in there. So go in there and just like stand and hold it and just like think about like, okay, what is this doing for me right now? And then see where you go. So the next one is to look at a picture of a person. You know, obviously don't just look at pictures of people on social media and then message them like, this is what I got for you. You have to have their consent. So maybe ask your friend, send me a picture of you. My friend does this. She channels quite good with pictures of people. She connects their energy like that, make sure it's got no filter on it, it's actually their face. And then, you know, it's easier for her to connect to people like that. So you could just pick up on their energy and, you know, channel messages for them. Maybe they want you to channel a message for a loved one. I would suggest though at first doing it for people that are not as close to you, because it just helps. At first I was always like, yeah, but I don't know if I just know this or they're telling me this, because at first it's very, very subtle. But I would practice on people that I've made friends with online but I don't really know too well, and you know, we just practice on each other and it actually really worked. So that is a really good one. Just sitting, maybe meditating on the picture and just holding it, looking at it. How do you feel? What are you thinking? write it all down. Also, I do want to make a point of write everything down or video yourself as you're doing it, because I forget every message, like literally everything. I forget it all every time, and we don't want to lose all of that. So okay, so the next one is automatic writing. This is a very good one for the deep, like the inner knowing, apparently. Again, I don't resonate with this practice, didn't work for me, but I know people that it's worked so well for. So automatic writing kind of just gets you out of your head and into your you know, your psychic self. So sometimes we're too logical about things, and we're just thinking and like, right, okay, I am thinking and I am waiting, I am getting a message, but we need to calm our mind and not do that. Like, that's the opposite of what we need to do. That's controlling and forcing. We need to go to the side where we're just flowing and allowing to receive this message more with ease. So yeah, okay, automatic writing, we kind of just basically just get a pen and paper and just write. Maybe you want to just start writing saying like, I am enjoying these messages feel like they resonate with me so much, and then just after that just see what comes out. Or maybe you know, connect to someone else's energy and say, like, write their name, and then write their name and just see if anything comes up when you're writing, or maybe just start squiggling and then something might come out of it. Who knows? Okay, so the next one is watching intuitive videos. So I've watched a few intuitive videos when it would be like, okay, which candle will go out, will I put out next? Let's see if you're right or wrong. And then 3, 2, 1, and then they will cut it to the next shot, and then they will show which candle went out. I am going to be posting quite a few of these on my shorts on my channel, so you guys can have something to go and practice with. I'm going to be doing it with candles. I'm going to be doing it with these deck of cards. I'm going to be doing it with crystals, you know, just whatever really. We can literally use anything. It doesn't have to be spiritual. Like these deck of cards, they're not spiritual. They're just anything that we have lying around the house. You could even, you know, make your own cards, draw things. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, so watching them intuitive videos, really good idea, because it just strengthens your intuition and your trust as well in yourself. So the next one is tarot and oracle cards. So again, something I don't resonate with. Tarot cards just didn't resonate with it. I just didn't get any messages when I seen it. I would just look at it and just be like, no, it's just a tarot card. It's just, you know, yeah, a tarot card. I just don't, it just has this and this and that, and that's it. Like, I don't know. But then when I see oracle cards, I can just start to just read it and just get so many messages from it. So for example, okay, so this is all about, like, there's shadow sides and there's light sides, and so this is all the shadowy, and we go through all of these rocks and then we get to our light place. So right now you might be in a really, you know, crappy part of your phase of your life, and it might feel a bit crap, but it's for a good reason. We're going to go on the journey down the paths. The rocks seem very spiky and very jagged right now, but as we go down this beautiful streams, you know, that it's water, so that could be to do with your emotions. As we go down this, it starts to get more easier and more gentle. The rocks seem more smoother and more lighter, and we get to our happy place. We have learned our lessons and we are starting to really feel at peace again. There's also some clouds, and they're not very nice clouds. They seem a little bit dark and misty clouds, so maybe you're having trouble sleeping, maybe you're having nightmares, maybe even psychic attacks. I also have videos on psychic attacks if you need that. It also says on here anger, conflict. So maybe you're going through, you know, an angry time. Maybe you're angry at yourself. Maybe you're angry at someone else. You're going through a little bit of conflict. Maybe it's yourself. Maybe it's your shadow side and your higher self having a little bit of conflict because you're not quite sure. You need to strengthen your intuition. See how it came out so different to, like, I got all that from just a little card. It's just a card, but because of the imagery, it just helps you really connect with something and just pick up messages. Whereas when I look at a tarot card, I'm like, I don't know, it's just a card. Because this, it could just be, look, it just could be a card for someone, or I could be like, okay, it's the Joker, but it's upside down and you're not having any fun, you know. Maybe you need to lighten up. Maybe you need to start to work with your inner child a little bit more. Maybe you've been being a little bit too silly and it's not gone in your favour. This would be fun. This isn't. Maybe you've been, you know, a little bit too harsh with your jokes or your pranks. It's just a freaking card. You just get things if you get it. And if you don't, you don't. It's fine. So tarot cards and oracle cards are a really good way of, you know, starting off the flow of the channeling and because the hardest part is starting, but then once you've started to get the message, you're just in that momentum and things just keep coming and coming. So that is that one. The next one is to trust in yourself and no self-doubt, because when we start doubting ourselves, that's when the message just stops. Let's say I am channeling a message for a loved one and or let's not even say that, I've said that too much. Let's say I'm channeling a message for a client and their energy and where they have blocks or where they you know, need to take some action to manifest in their life. So if I'm getting a message that they need to maybe have more fun and not be as focused on the outcome and the action of the manifestation, some people might be like, oh, you have to take so much more action or whatever. So my logical brain could be like, oh, but what if she's not taking enough action? And I might start doubting myself. So if I do that, then my messages are going to get all confused. It's not going to come out as it should, and then the message will stop. I won't get any more on that because my logical mind is already creeping in and I'm doubting myself. I don't know what to say, and it kind of just shuts the session off. So trust in yourself. It's okay to be wrong. This is why we practice, and keep practicing. Trust in yourself. It will get stronger and stronger. So the next one is meditation and connecting with friends. So again, everything that I say, I want you to always have consent. So if you're using someone's personal possessions to hold, I want you to have consent. If you're connecting to someone's energy, ow, that really hurt. My ears keep popping because my gifts are just really spiking lately. If you're connected to someone's energy, I want you to have consent. I do not believe in tapping into people's energy unless you have consent. Sometimes, you know, you might get like a download of information, like to tell someone, that's fine. But if you're purposely tapping into someone's energy and you don't have consent, it's going to be on your head because there's laws. You know, everyone has privacy and free will, you know, so you just have to abide by it, and you have to have morals. So basically, if you're meditating and let's say I did this with my partner, and it's really funny because he literally can do a lot of this stuff too, but it still freaked him out because he never thought about channeling messages for people that are alive. He only thought about it for people that have passed, and it just made me laugh how much he freaked out. So I've been practicing mainly on my partner and my friends because I feel comfortable if I get it wrong, because because it doesn't matter. So I would connect to his energy, and basically when he's not with me, do that. And then I'll basically just like write down everything I see, I feel, I hear, just write it all down, and then I will relay that and just tell him like, okay, this is everything. And you don't have to make a storyline about it, just write all of the things that you see and you hear and you feel, and just let them know. And I swear to God, it was spot on, and he freaked out. He was like, that's scary that you can see everything I'm doing, because I'm doing exactly what you just said I was doing. It's cool. We can connect to people's energy, but you must have their consent. Also, by connecting to someone's energy, I basically just got into a meditative state, and I envisioned them, like I basically imagined what they would look like, or what they look like, and I was just telling my spirit guides, okay, I am open to receiving messages right now. You know, I opened up my chakras, as I show you how to do on the first video, so go check that out. And I basically just allowed my spirit guides to know what I was doing. I am connecting to my partner's energy, and I am opening myself up to messages for anything that will help him in his day to day, or any messages in it for that he needs, you know, to move forward in his life, anything like that. Basically just letting your spirit guides know what you're doing so they can assist you and help you. So yeah, that's how you connect to someone's energy. And basically just that, I feel like that is just the best one for me. It just suits my energy so much. I'm able to pick up on things so quickly. It just feels very easy, rather than these and, you know, other things just feel really forceful to me. It just doesn't come as easy. So find what suits you and stick with that, strengthen it, and then you can try other things. So yeah, the meditation and connecting to other people's energy will allow you to get so much more comfortable with your abilities, because you can use all of them. You can feel how you feel. You can, you know, just have an inner knowing about things, and it's comforting because you're on your own doing it. It's not like you've got someone waiting there for you to give them a message. So the last one is to recognize the signs that are around you, and really celebrate them. So if your spirit guides are showing you angel numbers and signs, and you know, or if you're seeing something in the corner of your eye, then I just got a really good feeling when I said that. So yeah, if you're seeing something in the corner of your eye, like recognize it, compliment it, say like, okay, I just seen something in the corner of my eye and I'm so grateful, you know, for my gifts, like I'm here if you want to talk to me, you know, whatever. Like, don't just ignore it, because otherwise how are they meant to know? Like how is, you have to remember that your energy is also what you're going to see on the outside. So if you're seeing things and you've asked to see things that, and you just ignore it, then you know you're not going to strengthen that ability. You're just gonna, that's it, they're going to be like, oh, we're out, like, you know, you asked to see us, we're here, and you're ignoring us. So really try and strengthen it by recognizing it, thanking, like tell yourself like, wow, I'm so freaking happy, I'm proud of myself that I was able to do that, and that I am, you know, opening myself up to allow this to happen. Or if you get a message, then tell yourself like, yes, like I'm so happy with myself, like I got that message. And or, you know, just any of it, just make sure you're recognizing the signs and the, you know, process, so you keep getting more of that good stuff, rather than ignoring it and then kind of fizzling out. So make sure you're also creating a bond with your spirit guides, because they are the ones that are going to be helping you through. So just checking in with them in the mornings, like, good morning spirit guides. Like, you know, if you forget something, I always do this, if I forget something and then let's say I nearly forget my keys when I'm leaving the house, and then I remember, I'm like, thanks spirit guides for reminding me, because you know, there's someone up there giving you a message. So I always thank my spirit guides for reminding me about things, and yeah, it's just a good way to really strengthen that bond between you and your spirit guides. And they like to be recognized too. Like, thank them, because they are beings too, you know. Let's give them the recognition they deserve. So that's it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a long one, but there's so much fun stuff to learn, and that's why I didn't go through all of them other ones too. So if you want a part 3, then make sure you comment below and let me know. Also, if you want to work more one-on-one with me, then I do have a spot open on my course. You get it for a lifetime. You get 8 weeks with me, one-on-one, doing like meditations. We do healing sessions. We do, like, you know, I channel your energy, see what you need, see where you're blocked. We have these conversations together, what you're trying to manifest, how we can do that for you. And I basically teach you all the ins and outs of manifesting. I teach you how to do the, you know, different ways of like the healing that you can incorporate into your life, and I do healing for you. So if you are interested in that, it's definitely going to be in the link below. Also, my shop is below too, and we will be doing a Black Friday sale. That's in 2 weeks, and I will let you know more about that at the time. Yeah, that's it from me. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.